Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends, Wooden Railway Adventures, Episode 162, Trembling Trevor. Christmas had come and gone on the Island of Sodor, and Trevor the traction engine was feeling a bit down. "I feel so lonely and cold during the winter time," he said sadly. "I wish some engines would come visit me, like the old days. You're good company, Edward, but it would be nice to meet some new engines. Send one of those pesky twins over here for my enjoyment sometime, will you? What's their names? William and Benjamin?" Edward laughed. "You're close," he said, smiling. "Bill and Ben, remember?" "Oh, of course," said Trevor. "Bill and Ben. Wait, they're not the ones with the funny accents, are they?" "No," laughed Edward. "That's Donald and Douglas. Bill and Ben are just flat out annoying in general. They don't need accents." Trevor sighed. "So many new engines on Sodor," he said. "I haven't even met all of them yet. It's a shame that nobody really comes back here. I get lonely, you know?" This made Edward sad. "I'll stay in touch, Trevor," and he puffed away. Edward thought a lot about Trevor that afternoon. "What a good friend Trevor is," he said. "Everybody's so preoccupied with their work and jobs that the new engines don't know who he is. That's what I'll do. I'll send Trevor an engine he's never met before, and hopefully they can become best friends." Edward was going to ask the other engines what they thought about the idea, but when he rolled into the docks he could tell that something was amiss. "What's going on?" he asked Boko. "Shh," said Boko. "Listen." Diesel, Airy, and Bert were talking to Sir Topham Hatt. "And he hasn't been seen since," said Diesel crossly. "We've done all we can do. Now we need your help, Sir Topham Hatt." "Yeah," said Airy. "It's about time you cared about your diesel engines, too." "I do care," said Sir Topham Hatt, "but I've had other things on my mind recently as well. Where did you last see Norman?" "The last anybody saw of him was Whiff," said Diesel. "That's why we called him here." Sir Topham Hatt turned his attention to Whiff. "Is this true?" "Yes, sir," said Whiff. "It was back when Paxton left for the big city, sir. There were lots of rumors going around that day, and Norman thought Paxton had been sent away. After I told him what was going on, he said he was going to go find Paxton, and, well, and that's the last anybody saw of him," said Bert crossly. Sir Topham Hatt sighed. "Are you sure that's the last time you saw him? Paxton's trip to the big city happened many, many months ago. It was during the summer." "Exactly," said Diesel crossly. "It's been many, many months, and it's just come to your attention, Sir Topham Hatt. Had this been Thomas, you would have been worried sick the next day. But since Norman's a Diesel, I guess you can just forget the fact that he's been missing for months." "That's enough," said Sir Topham Hatt. "This was not brought to my attention until today. Boko, please go with Diesel and search all over the island. I'm afraid if Norman's been gone this long and he hasn't shown up, the chances of finding him are going to be slim. But it's worth a shot." "Yes, sir," said Boko. "Let me go refuel first." Edward could not believe what he had heard. "Norman's gone?" he asked curiously. "It appears so," said Sir Topham Hatt, "but I'm sure he'll turn up somewhere. He wasn't on the island for very long. I wonder what caused him to disappear." Edward sighed. "I wish I could help," he said sadly. "But we must move on to other things," said Sir Topham Hatt. "You came to see me, didn't you?" "Oh, yes, sir," said Edward, and he explained to Sir Topham Hatt what had been going on with Trevor. "Trevor has to be lonely sitting in that field all day," said Sir Topham Hatt, "but I like your idea. In fact, a new engine arrived a few days ago for a short visit." "You mean Victor, sir?" asked Edward. "No, another engine, in fact," said Sir Topham Hatt. "Unlike Victor, this engine was expected. I'll let this engine know that Trevor is looking for a new friend." "Thank you, sir," said Edward. "Trevor will be delighted." And indeed he was excited. "Oh boy," said Trevor, "a new engine I have never met before. Hopefully he's a smart engine, and we can have some nice conversations." "I've never met him before," said Edward, "but from what Sir Topham Hatt has told me, he seems like that type of engine. But don't waste your time, Trevor. He's only here for a short visit, so make every chance you spend with him important." "Will do," said Trevor. "I wonder when he'll stop by." That night, Trevor rolled up next to the track and decided to rest. It was a foggy, moonlit night, and it was just a little bit spooky out. "Nothing scares me," said Trevor. "I've seen it all. I was almost scrapped, for goodness sakes. If I can survive that, I think I can handle some fog." Just then, Trevor heard an engine coming down the track. "This might be the new engine," he said, "but If it is, I wish Edward would have warned me beforehand." The engine stopped and let out a big sigh. "Ah, this is a nice island indeed. I could really get used to this place." "Hello," said Trevor suddenly. "Nice to meet you, Mr. New Engine. I'm Trevor, and—" The engine hissed loudly and rushed away very quickly. "Wait, where are you going?" asked Trevor. Mr. New Engine, I'm right here. It's me, Trevor." But Trevor was all alone. "Now that was a bit scary," he admitted. "I don't like that new engine. He was rather rude and didn't even say hi back. Ugh, I thought Edward would have been a lot wiser in choosing a friend to come visit me." The next morning, Trevor felt much better but was still confused. Edward arrived to say hello. "How was your visit last night with the new engine?" he asked. "What's his name?" "I don't know," said Trevor. "Your friend wasn't very social." "What do you mean?" asked Edward. "He stopped, said a couple of nonsensical words, and then rushed away when I tried to speak to him. So much for a new best friend." Edward was confused. "I'm sorry he wasn't nice," said Edward. "I'm going to go tell Sir Topham Hatt about that." Edward arrived at the docks where Sir Topham Hatt was listening to Diesel and Boko again. "No sign at all," said Diesel gravely. "It's like he vanished into thin air," agreed Boko. "Keep checking," said Sir Topham Hatt. "Ah, Edward, it's so nice to see you. Have you met Gator before?" Edward looked over at the new engine. "Oh, so you're the visitor," he said. "Well, for one thing, you treated my friend Trevor very poorly last night." "I beg your pardon," said Gator, "but I've never met an engine called Trevor. He's a traction engine," said Edward impatiently, "and you were quite rude to him." Gator smiled. "I think you're confused, my good friend Edward. I didn't go anywhere last night or see any traction engines at all. I was here at the docks, like I usually am." Edward felt very silly. "Oh, my apologies, Gator. Apparently I have you confused with some other engine." "Indeed," said Sir Topham Hatt. "I haven't even had the chance to tell Gator about Trevor because I've been so busy. So another engine must have spooked Trevor last night." This made Edward very concerned. He rushed back to Trevor's field and told him what had happened. "Well then, who was it?" asked Trevor. "He scared the living daylights out of me." "I don't know," said Edward, "but I have a hunch it wasn't somebody from the Sodor Railway." "What?" cried Trevor. "Edward, you can't be saying that." "Trevor, you didn't recognize the engine, did you?" Trevor sighed. "No, I didn't." "And you haven't met Gator yet," said Edward. "And any Sodor engine would have been nice to you, I'm sure." "Something strange is happening. Spencer running away, Norman disappearing all of a sudden. Whoever that engine was that visited you last night, I'm pretty sure they didn't want to get caught here on the island. That's why they ran away so fast when they realized you were here." Trevor took a deep breath. "Should we tell Sir Topham Hatt?" "No," said Edward. "He's too busy right now to worry about silly things like this. In the meantime, don't say anything to anybody, not even Gator when he comes to visit. I'll see if I can learn anything else." Trevor was very confused, and he felt as though he didn't understand the entire story. But eventually, Gator came to visit, and all was well. Edward was still concerned about what had happened, however. "There are visitors on the Sodor Railway that Sir Topham Hatt doesn't know about," he said to himself. "I know I should tell him, but it will only make things worse. And a wild goose chase after an engine I don't even know the looks of will not help. Still, I'll keep an eye out, that's for sure. If that engine returns again, he won't get away so easily this time."